this is unprecedented. This is historic to have a major sports franchise like the Phoenix Suns to recognize the first peoples, the indigenous peoples here of Arizona. It's an education as well, and it's, you know, I think this is an important part of the uniform and of the court as well, is that all of these symbols, all of the colors, they tell a story. They tell a story of the history and traditions and cultures of the 22 tribes.
About 2.5 years ago, March of 2020, we started the development process for this. And what we did is take a deep dive into the Phoenix community and try to look at the cultures that have a huge impact on the community and have a relation to basketball.
Graham and I did a lot of work reaching out to all 22 tribes, making sure we got the language right.
So many of these tribes, their languages, they were never written languages. So even getting permission to use these words in a written form was something that took some work and some collaboration with the tribes.
To have the Phoenix Suns being a part of that, to have them, you know, have all, you know, the native word for sun by all 22 tribes, I think that shows that the tribal language is alive, it's surviving.
So these languages are really a representation of the perseverance and resiliency of these tribes, and having it represented on our jerseys is a huge honor. City edition, I would call it the tribal edition, right? Or the res edition. That is very special, and you're gonna about ready to have the reveal and open up. This means so much to the 22 tribes here in Arizona.
Seeing the expression on their faces when they got them, they were so excited, and it just hit home, just trying to explain what the jersey means, what this whole program means.
Beautiful, tasteful representation of all 22 tribes, of our sacredness, of our culture, of who we are. There's a lot of symbolism within the uniform, and probably the most striking piece is the color of the uniform. Explaining to them, you know, the significance of the color of the uniform. Turquoise comes from the turquoise stone, and that's a protection stone. And that color and that uniform is protection for them. It's almost like their suit of armor.
I think the coolest part is definitely that the turquoise is the color of protection.
You know, we call this the tribe jerseys, you know, not really the city jerseys, but definitely the tribe jerseys, to where, you know, it's for the people, and we're playing for the people.
I like the color. It's different from the orange ones. They got some swag to them, and I think, man, it's gonna be the next best jersey in the Valley.
I think this is probably the most historically significant jersey concept that we could wear in this region.
It's really good to get to represent them. You know, usually, you know, you play with a team jersey, but now being able to wear something that means so much to the city, I think it's great.
We're not just representing ourselves, not just this organization, but we're representing the 22 tribes that were here before all of us.
Is really prominent on this court is the new logo we presented, which is the PHX basketball surrounded by 22 representational feathers. These 22 feathers represent the 22 tribal nations of Arizona. Court is definitely blessed by the original peoples here of this whole area of our land. The orientation that they're set up with and the color scheme is based off the Native American medicine wheel. This is a powerful symbol that's used across North American indigenous tribes. It represents the 4 cycles of life and the 4 cardinal directions. So this is a common symbol. We wanted to bring that in as part of how we honored the tribes and give some meaning to this logo that would really drive the program.
The biggest thing is just pride that went into, you know, making this jersey. And that was transferred and received, obviously, like right away by us.
It was amazing. It's always good to get educated about a place where you live.
And it just really ties all together. From the outside looking in, you don't really know the significance of the turquoise, of the belt, of the words coming down the side, which all mean sun in different languages, which is cool that they, you know, included that in and of itself. This land, even here, underneath the beautiful Footprint Center, all of Phoenix was our traditional land. And, you know, we were master builders. We were master engineers of water, where we brought water through, and some of these canal systems that are being used as the very footprint for the modern canal systems were dated conservatively over 2,000 years old.
The whole story with a canal and 2,000 years ago, like I didn't know none of that. Like I never knew that, and just them describing the whole story and how they got here and what they did is just unbelievable.
I have an appreciation of that kind of stuff just because of the indigenous movement in Australia. So it's
it's very interesting to gain an understanding of, you know, the land that we're really living on, and gain an understanding of kind of these people's culture and history.
Understanding what sports could do in this world, you know. We play basketball, but through basketball we use it as a venue to actually represent something bigger than just sports.
So we really want the uniform to serve as an inspiration and use our platform as an NBA team to tell their story and bring attention to their culture.
The Phoenix Suns is going to be Native America's team, and to have it being proudly shown and displayed on our Phoenix Suns, really it's a dream come true.